Welcome to the show, Lacey Lane. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, my man Ray. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Risha. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, girl. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, 58. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Stanton Road. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Stanton Tag. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, boy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Wheeler Road. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Geraldine. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Savannah Tag. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, boy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Bonnie Tag. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, yeah. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Fairfax. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, boy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Lonnie. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Melvin Middleton. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Ashley. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, boy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, my man Brooks. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, 37. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Bill Lowe. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, boy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, London Hill. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Indian Queen. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, Southeast. What's up, what's up? Welcome to the show, boy. Welcome to the show.
Hey, all over the place podcast, Thursday night.
What's happening, D?
It's been a long week, man, but hey, we here. We
Been a-
are here.
Very, very long week. A lot going on
Yes, it
all over the place. Brian
We-
Lamont,
Brian Lamont, you first on the board tonight.
man, that motherfucker missed me. He ready to drink. You know, he takes 30 days off for that alcohol. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Monica.
Monica Massey. What's
Man,
happening? What's happening?
Brian Lamont is a prime example of someone who exercises discipline
Okay.
because, you know, every so often he takes a month off from drinking. Now, I don't know too many people who do drink that actually could take a month off without no drinks.
Right. Especially if they drinking at a high clip. I'm talking about like 2-3 times a week.
Or even
That's a
somebody
good
just even if somebody just likes one beer a day, or you know,
no social.
once you actually once you actually retain or acquire the taste for alcohol,
Mhm.
then it's, you know, you keep it underneath some wraps and you become a social drinker. It becomes a part of who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a social piece. You talk, you know, you go out to bars, you kick it, you smoke a cigar, you drink. So it's a part of your, you know, when people say, no, that ain't part of my character, but why you drinking? So
Right.
anything that you incorporate into your system is a part of your character. Do you believe that?
I believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't.
Is there a difference between alcohol and weed?
Oh, ain't no question. Ain't no question. It's the difference between alcohol and weed.
Okay. I mean, they're both a substance.
Alcohol is worse.
Okay. All right.
Alcohol.
Eric Johnson, what's happening?
Alcohol is worse. See, same as hookah, it's a social starter.
Okay.
Right. Well, hookah is worse than weed, but
Okay.
it's less than alcohol. It has a less term effect than alcohol. But my man with the hookah business, he don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, this motherfucker fucking my money. I'm talking about this. Who the fuck he think he is with that bullshit? I already know how he think. This nigga Price Slick talking about fucking my business. Boy, he gonna shoot at me in a minute. But look, this is what we got to tell the truth if we gonna be on. Alcohol is a gateway to addictions. Well, you know, alcohol. Well, see, a lot of people don't know the history of alcohol. You know, alcohol, and that's where NASCAR comes from. That's what they used to do. With NASCAR, they actually used to race, and the bootleggers used to drive, you know, down dirt roads and shit,
Mhm.
and give the alcohol to different little towns. And that's how they used to beat the police.
Mhm.
So they came up with NASCAR. Well, that's formulated from alcohol.
Right.
Hey, DeCourcy, how's the brother? Hey, Skinny, I see you. Yeah,
Herb, what's happening?
okay, you was running late. I got a little sister, though. I took care of little sister. She's just as sweet as she can be. Everybody liked her. As soon as she walked in, you know, Herm's little sister's just as sweet as she can be.
Okay. All right.
But, you know, this week has been heavy on the Riggs Park hunt.
Yes, it has. Yes, it
It's
has.
heavy. We put one away today, which was Thomas Clarence Coleman.
Also known as Tom Slick.
aka Dirty Reds.
Okay.
See, I know all his names.
Okay.
Tom Slick. Let me give you a little bit on Tom Slick, aka Dirty Reds, was a great guy. He was a father. He was a husband. He was a brother. He was a son. And he was a friend. He was the type of guy that anybody he cared for, he tried to look after.
Yeah. That's a good man then.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who don't like to take care of nothing. They just want to be on their own.
Never had any harsh thoughts towards nobody as far as, doing anything harmful to them. Or, You know what I'm saying? He just was that type of guy. He just was so easygoing, laughing, nice. Man, Tom, oh, man. Listen, Tom is a guy, he originally got through Riggs playing football. That's one of the great things about sports. People came from all areas, especially Maryland, other parts of the city, to play with Lamont Riggs, because Lamont Riggs back then was one of the best Beltway programs out.
Yeah. That's where I remember him from. I remember him from coming to the games. I remember seeing him at the sideline watching the games. That's where I remember him from being up there watching the game.
He played for Lamont Riggs. Tom played for Lamont Riggs. Tom was a wide receiver. Tom was very quick, fast, right? He played wide receiver. His quarterback was Kenny Jones. That's our homie.
Yeah.
Black Kenny Jones, Freddie Jones, Michelle Jones, Niecy Jones, Dennis Jones, rest in peace, Freddie Jones, Ricky Jones, the Jones family. You know them. They live right around the corner. Stacey Rich. Hey, Stacey, how you doing? I'll see you tomorrow noon. They live right around the corner from your grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? So, today was a trying day. And then tomorrow, from the Scott and the Van Hughes family, which is also located in Riggs Park, Jay Van Hughes passed away. His service will be tomorrow. Do you know where it's at?
I do not have any information on it. I need to ask my dad. I think I'm going and doing something tomorrow. At that. So
well, if anybody in our immediate audience knows anything about Jay Van Hughes' service,
please post it.
Please post it or get it in so we can get it out to the people, because and these are trying times, and in times like this we all gonna need somebody. It's been a tough year and a half. Let's be honest, break it down. This experience. I'm 57 years old. I never experienced anything over the last years and a half that I have in my life where our whole world was changed. The whole world changed behind an epidemic. Something we probably won't never see for another 100 years.
Right. We'll never see it in our lifetime.
Where the kids churches closed down. Let's actually hold up. Sometimes because we're so worried about catching COVID, right? Or staying germ free, we don't actually take in the impact of COVID.
Yeah.
Because of the fear of it. So sometimes fear could block your vision from something greater than you, from like ignorance and how much time the kids lost in school and how far behind kids got in school because everybody couldn't use the tablets or virtual learning, or how it interrupted the kids' development from adolescence to adulthood, and how your kid has been through. Hey Donna, how your kid, people grown-ups been affected, because grown-ups who used to institutionalize work every day, get up and go to work, they were home for a year, and now they talking about going back, and it's a big deal because they done resided in the house so much, they don't want to go back. That's just like somebody who's been working and receiving residual income.
Yeah.
So
it's so crazy, now, because I remember when it first hit, and more and more I'm thinking about it. I was talking to somebody earlier. They've been out of work. What's that clicking? You hear that? I don't know what that is. Oh, All over the place podcast. But like I was saying, the kids been out of school for a year and a half since last March. You know what I'm saying? People been out of work. Like I remember when it first hit, we wasn't even going to work. So, you know, it was just they shut everything down. So now they're trying to get it back going. I think PG County Public Schools announced 2 days ago that the kids will be going back to school. I don't know how they just gonna say that because the kids not vaccinated, but hey, that's for the powers to be. You know what I mean?
Well,
But we'll see. Because you
well,
know what I mean? There's a lot of different variants out here too. You know,
well, it's
so-
a lot of different beliefs as well too, because ghetto ass podcasts, like a lot less, a lot of different variations, because you also have tomorrow's June 11th. What is
Yes,
June
it
11th? June 11th.
beats me. It's June
That's
11th.
that's the day that it opens back up 100%
In DC.
in DC.
Because Maryland
So-
been on blast.
So as of tomorrow, the Go-Go's are back in DC.
Okay.
So, you know, this week, the rain might slow a lot of people down, because, you know, a lot of people don't like driving or going out when it's raining. So in the midst of the rain, it might slow a lot of people down. But in some cases, some people might say, I'm going out,
Right.
you know,
Right.
because they've been in so long. People got vaccinated. They feel a little safer. They feel that, you know, I got vaccinated. The people I'm around vaccinated, I should be able to go out. The question is going to be, when you're in a secluded area with an unknown person, whether they're vaccinated or not, or if they don't have a mask on or not,
Mhm.
do you feel comfortable? What's up,
Bobby
Bobby
G.
James? Do you feel comfortable? So people still have to, it's going to be a phase. It's just like it was a phase of them allowing people from 3 to 4 to 2 to 1.
Yeah.
It's
And
going to
if
be
the numbers go back up, they're gonna have to shut it back down.
well, I don't think the numbers going to go back up. I think, well, I'm talking about, and let's pray on that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the mental phase that a person will have to go through. Because right now, Dion, to be honest, if somebody was in the house now for the last year and a half, when they come out, they're a little bit more hesitant and a little reluctant, even if they do got the vaccine, because psychologically, they've been inside,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And all the information they've been obtaining is about people dying and people catching COVID. So they've been consuming so much of that.
Mhm.
They forgot about the people that getting shot in the head, the people getting hit by buses, people who die,
Right.
people who die from cancer. They think the whole world's been consumed up with COVID, which in all actuality is not true.
Right. Yo, Frank.
It was so many different variations of what goes on based on, and that might not be the right word, but it just sounds good using it in that spot. So that motherfucker sound good. I'm talking like I really went to motherfucker college. Variations. That shit ain't got a damn thing to do with I gotta call my cousin Stephen A. Smith, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, 'cause that motherfucker there, say what you want. He got a vicious vocabulary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he got a bitch vocab.
Man,
You
I
right
was
about that.
listen, man. You got to give people, you know, it's so easy, Dion, for people to tear people down for what they don't do instead of giving them credit or honor for the things that you know they do.
Yeah.
If you're so willing to talk about a person, and I ain't talking about him, I'm talking about anybody.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna give you another scenario. Check this
Okay.
scenario. Check this
All right.
scenario. And this has probably happened to you, and you probably ain't paying no attention to it. Now you got a close friend,
Mhm.
and somebody else who's friends with that close friend, but they're not as close as you and your close friend are. But there's somebody else comes around you that's cool with you too, and they come around. Hey, Curtis, and they come around you and tell you something about your close friend before you know.
Yeah.
And guess what goes on in your mind? Oh, well, my man that's fucked up. Why he ain't holler at me about this shit?
Yeah.
Why he ain't tell me? He knows about that, man. I'm closer to him than him. Immediately, that's the mindset that you
Immediately.
take on. Like, how the fuck he know? And then you like, man, why he telling you something about my man? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But actually, Alan, he is the devil's advocate. Your friend might have been testing the other dude
To see.
to see if he could tell him something before he run and tell somebody else,
Right. Right.
right? Because the information that he already gave the other dude, he was gonna give it to you anyway. So it ain't like he telling you nothing that you wasn't gonna know anyway.
Right.
He was just testing the other guy because the other guy was acting like he or the other girl was acting like he closer to him than you.
Well, that's why you gotta that's exactly why when I tell I don't tell a whole lot of people my personal. You're gonna have to be in that inner circle. And
Mhm.
that's 1 to 2 people. I'm just being honest, that's 1 to 2. Because people will talk about behind your back. Oh, you remember what? Or Dion said this, or Dion said, and then they come back to you like, huh? Like,
Mhm.
when you trying to be in confidence with somebody and then you hear it again, that'll piss you off. That'll
Yeah.
make you want to wreck somebody. So I'm
Yeah.
with you. Man.
Yeah. But a lot, and then a lot of times, sometimes, you know, at the point, one of the points I was making that some people, their main concern is advance.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you start putting certain principles in front of certain morals, then you start mistreating people.
Yeah.
When you start thinking about just getting money or just making money or just advancing it or just moving up on a job instead of helping the dude that work with you how to get better on the job or
Mm-hmm.
showing a person at your job a better way that they could be more effective on the job. But you start thinking about how you can make them look worse.
That's that's some haters, man. You're always gonna have them haters, man. That's like I know for people who start businesses, fam is gonna hate. Like my man spread the love. I know it's people that's hating on it. Probably his closest people. He thinks his closest people. Probably like, man, that joint ain't gonna make it. That joint ain't gonna do this and ain't gonna do that. Just hating for no reason. It's people that hate on this show.
Oh, what,
You know what I'm saying? That be watching every week. Wait for us to get cut off, wait for us to, cancel the show or something like that. So they can say, yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna last.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's just how people are, man. That's how people are.
One thing about it, Slim, this is what I'm gonna tell everybody who's listening. This is what I'm gonna tell you. Once you learn how to master opposition, you can be in position. Because if you look at the word opposition and scramble the words, you're gonna come up with position in it too. You see what I'm saying? Like the kids or the youngins these days, they call it ops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, dude, man, the little young dude, I cut so many young guys here, right? But I'm official. I ain't gonna tell nobody business and cut these dudes here because some of these dudes that I cut, they involved in serious things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a businessman. I can't deny a guy based on what kind of job he got and all that because that's discrimination.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
guy might be great at doing business. As a client, we have to remember that once you do something, then you shine light on what they not doing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's it.
that's great.
Explain why do dudes hate? I don't know why they be hating, man. I mean, it's I don't know. I
Well,
don't understand. I don't understand why. I mean, we
well,
all
Bobby Gaines, let me tell you something, Bobby Gaines. You only can hate up. You can't hate down.
mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So the average time when somebody's hating on you, for them to formulate that type of mentality, they think you're doing better than them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a question about that though. I got a question I want to ask you about that because I hear all this hate about LeBron James. This is a great dude. He plays basketball, but he's done a lot of great things. People just hate on him for no reason. But I understand it. Most of it comes from who's the greatest. Is it LeBron or is it MJ? It's like Republican and Democrat. You got to pick a side. Like you either with LeBron or you with MJ. You can't be both. To
Well,
me, I can be both. I like both of them.
I love them all.
But
I
what I
love
mean. I
all them
love them
dudes.
all. You know
I
what I'm
love all
saying?
them dudes. I love all them dudes. Listen, first of all, anybody conduct themselves in a fashion like LeBron James, as a man, I respect it. I'm talking about a guy. that's built an empire with a high school education.
Mm-hmm.
It's got his same high school sweetheart. Took care of his whole family and his
Yeah.
kids. Conducted himself in a professional manner. As a man, as a black man, I respect it.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is a guy who comes from Suitland, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Just like LeBron he was more underprivileged than me. I
Yeah.
come up in a single family home. These guys come up in apartments and all that. Their parents made less than my parents, but their parents had values.
Right.
See, Kevin Durant's mom, she was she she was virtuous.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's the only way it could work. And Kevin Durant is all them jumpers and all that's just a reflection of his mom's greatness. He said it at the motherfucking MVP, Joe. He said it, Joe. He said, "Mom, you the real MVP." And that's
Yeah. Yeah, right.
and that's the humble spirit that Kevin Durant should operate on instead of, man, Kevin Durant, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know you, home. Man, that motherfucking jumper you got is cold. Man, listen, man, that motherfucking jumper you got cold as a motherfucker with the hair slim and clutch sports and all that, man. Oh, man, LeBron, listen, if y'all know Skinny, man, I don't give a fuck what all the rest of the motherfucking analysts on there talking about. I fucks with Joe. I love them motherfuckers. And see, that's why I don't like them. See, when I start talking about LeBron and
Yeah.
Mike and all that, and see these guys, and I'm going to tell you something. I've even grown to have compassion for Michael Jordan, which was a guy I didn't in the past because of how less involved he was on issues. I thought that he could have power. I think it's just your right. You can't. If Harriet Tubman made it across the water and came back and had less to work with than him, there's no excuse that he couldn't come back. And he did. I'm sure he did. And it's not me to measure up how much he did. I was just talking about why I had my little thing with him. That's my stuff. But I'm talking about the guys of today. I like to always talk about today guys.
Yeah.
Because what today guys is what we got.
Yeah, we got what we got.
We got what we got. We can't keep talking about the past and all. That's, you stuck in time. We talk about these guys, Kanye West, these guys, man, have built, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Puffy Combs. These guys have built some goddamn empires, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this about the 4 or 5 guys you just said. They can't really be in the forefront of change. You can't make 1.5 billion and say you want to change something. That's why LeBron is worth 500 million and not worth 2 billion. Because he was the first guy to come out with the shirts with the boy that got killed with the Skittles and all that. Trayvon Martin. Remember, he had the shirts and they had the hoodies on when he was playing with the Heat. So he's more about change. When you're more about change, some people, white America, they're not gonna bang with that because you got something to say, like Muhammad Ali. They're not gonna bang with you. But if you take the Michael Jordan approach and you say, look, y'all figure out whichever way I'm in, I'm not gonna say nothing. Y'all just keep buying them shoes. Mm-hmm. Now I can go and own the team because you don't know how I feel about any situation because I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna keep collecting these checks. Michael Jordan makes $100 million a year off of Nike. Mm-hmm. A year off Nike. Straight up like that. So,
you mean off his Jordans?
Off his Jordans.
Yeah, Jordan.
Right, off his Jordans. Okay, cool. You see what I'm saying? But if you get into some social justice stuff, oh no, they're not going like that. They're gonna take that money out your pocket.
So you're saying in two ways, you said you're either selling in or selling out.
Either or. And I think that's why Kareem had such a big problem with Mike. Because Kareem was like, look, it's social justice. It's a lot of things we could be talking about. You the biggest athlete, step up. And Mike like, nah, Republicans, white folks, they buy my shoes too. I'm shutting up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he had a well, let's talk about, because if we're gonna talk about Mike, retroactively, I think he just gave $100 million. So if you do some retro,
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, you clean some shit up. 100 million. Fuck all
100
that.
million is 100 million.
$100 million is a lot of money. So he cleaned his face up. But what I thought was more convincing for him to understand how it was, and plus times were different too. Get off, Mike. It was a little bit more. It was a little bit more harder for someone of that. No, of course, yeah, we all got a responsibility. People always say, "Is that Mike?" Of course, it's your responsibility. Just like are you ready to call yourself a United States citizen? Oh, I'm a citizen. Well, if you're a citizen and you got some race pride and you see your people falling by the wayside, no, you can't save everybody. We're not asking you to save everybody, but we're asking you to do something in what you can do.
Yeah, do something.
Because you could do something. Don't tell me is it that it is your problem. You got a problem if you're looking at us like, is that my problem?
Right.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
And then you can say that, and then some things can happen to you, and you'll never know why they happen. Because
right.
We still don't know what happened with Mike's dad.
Right.
That's always been a smoke screen, a cloud that I always thought something else was going on with that. I ain't never really went with them little dudes, try to carjack them and all. See, now we know more about how stuff can be fixed and rearranged and people can get framed and all that. If you do your history, then you understand how powers to be can rearrange something to change your face and make you look like you robbed a bank. If they want you bad enough. You know what I'm saying? So once you understand technology and understand, they showing it in movies. Jack Bauer and Jason Bourne and all that. They're showing you how you can have identity theft. Is not only done by dudes that's trying to get your credit cards. Identity theft is also done by the government.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, man, a person can, Dion, it's powers to be, they can tap in. Oh my God, Bobby. But from your point of view, Bob, we got to take a look at that. Pull his.
I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not judging MJ. I'm not judging.
No. Because
that's his life. That's his thing.
Well, let me. Y'all missed the last part of what I said. MJ understood later. Sometimes it takes people longer than others to come around. Yeah. He just dropped a meatball. He made up for it. Motherfucker, you motherfuckers ain't even gave $10 to a motherfucker on the corner. This man gave $100 million. He cool with me. I'm cool. But let me tell you also, some of the reasons made him come closer to the table because he see everything these young boys doing.
Yeah.
See, he see everything these young boys are doing. And these young boys like, damn, I should have did that. You know? Yeah, he seeing everything these young boys are doing, like LeBron and KD and these dudes. Man, these dudes spending millions regularly into the community. Yeah. They building schools and guys is building, coming up, making banks and getting restaurants and getting black on. These dudes are leaving legacies. You know what I'm saying? And Mike is too, because Mike probably will have the best shoe ever for 100 years. Yeah, the Jordan brand,
and they're not going nowhere.
The Jordan brand will be here long after he's gone. It'll last 100 years, easy.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. And
Jordan brand, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of powers that be that can make some things happen.
Oh yeah.
You want to get silly out here?
Yeah, it's some powers to be. Well, you just got to do a little bit more reading. A lot of times, the stuff that you read, what it is, and it's a difference between knowledge and general information. Knowledge is usually something obtained that can help you with your professional career or your character. General information is something that you just pick up, that you just can use for storage. Like, I know that. I know it. Yeah, something you know. So you know it, but you can't get consumed in it because it's not paying your bills.
True.
Every man has bills. Yeah.
Right. Every man got. Well, that's all. Okay. We didn't ran our first 30, so we run a little commercial break. We'll be right back.
little step I take, you will be there. Every little step I make, we're together. Every little step I take, oh Lord, you will be there. Every little step I make, we're together. Wait a minute.
Up.
Oh yeah.
What's company gonna be cranking like that? I might gotta go see them when DC open back up tomorrow. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, they well tomorrow. Oh, we got June's a big month.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
you got Juneteenth. Remember
yeah.
that?
Juneteenth is next week.
Juneteenth.
Anybody listen? I'm trying to tell y'all something. If you got $100, go to Robinhood and put it on Urban One. Take that advice from me. $100, put it on Urban One, and wait till Juneteenth. You probably make about $600-700 because it's gonna blow up. It blows up every year. You can do your research. Urban One on Robinhood. Look it up.
Mhm.
Urban One. Put $100 on it, y'all. It's like the lottery.
Yeah, I mean,
But I know last year that junk blew up. It went from like I want to say about $3 or $4 to about almost $90-something in one day, and then it just shot right back down. So you could have made your money, get it, and go. Like everybody
right.
else.
Whatever what they call it. That is actually, yeah, I'm gonna be on the podcast talking football. Well, I'm gonna be. Oh, well, the podcast now is we coming up where we get ready to talk NBA talk.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on. People overreacting. The Nets, Nets up 2-0. So a lot of people think that it's over.
Well, we get right. You know what? We can get right into it right now. If the Bucks don't win tonight, it's a clean sweep.
Well, if the Bucks don't win tonight, they won't win the series. They don't have a chance. I mean, their chances drop down to maybe like 15% after going down 0-3. It's because it's never been done before, ever. Okay. And it's a reason something never been done before. And see, this is what we're going to talk about. Go Nets is over. Some people are complaining about the NBA. It's garbage now.
Mm-hmm. That's what Marcel just said.
Marcel, when you say that the NBA is garbage, yeah, let's talk about my Jazz. The Jazz, be careful with that because the Jazz didn't look great. Donovan Mitchell did.
Yeah.
And
that's his favorite team.
No, that's why I'm giving him some feedback because and if you can look at what the Jazz did, the Jazz fell into the Luka syndrome, where one player scored 45 points and all that. That's not good because guess what the Clippers saying? Man, if he don't score 45, they don't win.
Right.
The Jazz were trailing the whole game.
Yeah.
He had an out of body, which he's capable of doing on any given night, but consistently is the key. No Mike Conley, great point. Yeah. Now, Mike Conley will give them more substance. When they bring Mike Conley back, Mike Conley will give them more substance because he knows how to control the game.
Right.
And tempo is very important when you start talking about. Oh, he said the caliber of teams ain't what it used to be.
Right.
Let's examine.
Let's examine that.
What era are you talking about? Is caliber?
You talk about caliber, right? Because if you talking about the 90s, it wasn't but what 3-4 teams then.
Yeah. Because
I know 3-4 teams now. Now I think it's more teams.
Because a person like that would tell you that Charles Oakley is better than Draymond. I'm telling you what they tell you. See, me and you talked earlier about how you compare different air players to one another. When you said Magic.
Yeah, I'm about to bring it up. So
LeBron.
Yeah.
Magic, LeBron. You talked about Kobe, Mike. Yeah. You talked about Nowinski, Bird.
Yep.
We talked about Isaiah, Chris Paul.
CP3. Yes, sir.
So when you start talking about 80s, had full teams.
Okay.
All
right. So, I mean, I still got to know what era you talking about because
He said the 90s and the 80s. But you look at, okay, let's examine what they say. In the 80s, you got 10 years. Who won the championships in the 80s?
The Lakers and the Celtics.
Okay. 90s. Who won the
The
championships?
Bulls.
The Bulls.
The Bulls, Houston. Who else? The Lakers. No, that was 2000s when the Lakers took over. So that was early 2000s.
The Bulls, Orlando.
Yeah, but Atlanta was what, 1 year, right?
No. Let's go back. The Bulls.
Yeah, the Pistons in early 90s, like 90, 91.
That's the one. The Bulls, Houston, and who was it in the
90s?
Yeah. The
Bulls won what?
340? No, they won 6. They won
throughout
6.
the 90s. Houston won 1.
No, Houston won 2. So that's 8 of them gone. Houston won 2. And
Spurs?
Yeah, they won 1 in 99.
Right, when they had the Twin Towers.
Right. And then Wichita won in 91.
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons.
Yeah, the Pistons. Pistons 91. Did the Lakers win in 90? Who won in 90?
No, the Lakers won in 2000. I think that was their first one in 2000. Because they won 3s in a row, 2002, 2003.
Yep.
So the Lakers won the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So the 90s probably was the most diverse, where you have 4 different teams win a championship. That's why people don't like the 2000s. Because when you get to the 2000s, who won from 2000 to 2010? The Spurs won 4.
The Lakers early.
Spurs won 4. The Lakers won 3. That's 7.
Then the Heat came.
And the Heat won 2. That's 9. And the
Lakers
Celtics.
snuck in.
No. And then the Celtics won 1. That's 10.
Right.
That's the way that went.
Yeah.
So you had the Heat, Boston.
Did the Pistons win 1?
Huh?
The Pistons won 1, didn't they? Didn't the Pistons win?
The Pistons, that makes 10.
Okay.
I said the Pistons won 1.
Okay.
That's when Rasheed Wallace and them, not Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups in which country?
Yep. Ben whatever. His
Ben
name
Wallace.
was. Ben Wallace.
It was Ben Wallace. Then you had Kobe and them won 3 in 2000s, right? So that's 4. Then you had Boston won 1. That's 5.
Yeah.
The Heat won 2. That's 7. And Houston won 2.
In 2000?
No. I'm thinking about 90s. No.
Yeah. That's 2000.
No. San Antonio won the other 3.
Yeah. San Antonio. It was the Lakers.
San Antonio won the other 4 because they got 5. They got 1 in 99 and 4 in 2000s.
I didn't know that. Pop was killing in 2000. Right after the Kobe era.
That's not right again. That's not right again because they just won 1 in. Damn, they did. They won. I think they won 3 in the 2000s.
Because when Kobe and Shaq split,
They won 3 because you got to look at it. They won 3 and then they just won 1 again in 2018. 18, right?
Something like
so
that.
they got 1. So actually, the Spurs got 1 in the last 3 decades. At least 1, because they won 1 in 99. They won 3 in 2000s, and they won 1 in 2010.
Yep.
In that era.
Yeah.
That's their 5.
I ain't know Popovich had that many rings either.
Man, Pop. So he won 1 in every decade.
Yeah. 30 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just like they said, Chris Paul is the only guy to have 15 assists.
Oh, there you go. Spurs 99, 05, 07, 11, and 14.
Yeah.
Oh, so they didn't repeat. I thought they repeated. All right. I thought they repeated.
Damn, that was 2014. Yeah, that was 7 years ago when they beat LeBron and them. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was in Miami. I feel so much time has passed because the 8 years ago, that's when Ray Allen hit the shot. So that was back in
And they should have
2013.
beat him. They should have beat the Heat that year, honestly.
Yeah.
If he don't hit that. But they
Mhm.
was tough, though. Spurs was tough. Tough
Yeah.
mob.
Hey, Aaron.
What's
What's
up,
up?
Aaron?
Yeah,
Duncan,
Duncan Ginobili,
Ginobili,
Parker
Parker.
Spurs. Yeah.
Well, I got to ask you this. So how you think the Suns look?
I
You
think
like the Suns?
I
Clean
think the
sweep.
Suns look good on a depleted Denver Nugget team.
Okay. All right.
But they supposed to do that.
Okay.
And if Denver don't win the next game, they're in trouble.
Yeah, I think I'm going for the sweep. That's all I'm saying. I'm going for the sweep. Right now, Brooklyn is losing 30-9, by the way. They getting smashed. So, but that don't mean that they can't go on a run. It's a game of runs.
Listen. I told you in Milwaukee, it's a lock. That's a guaranteed lock. You know, Brooklyn's goal is to get 1 out of 2. They'll take 2.
Okay.
But they know they can't go all hard and end up losing game 3 and be out of gas and then lose game 4.
Right.
Because we got a new series now. Because once Milwaukee figures you out, I thought Milwaukee shot too many jump shots in that game. Not trying to keep up with them. I thought they did.
Well, I mean, they shooting at a high percentage right
Yeah,
now.
but
30
when
points
they
the first quarter.
what I'm talking about in the game that they got gutted. I thought they came out and shot too many threes. People got lazy. You know, you gotta earn that last game. So some of them games you gotta earn. You gotta take it in a little closer and get to the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what it's about, drawing some contact and get to the penalty. That means you'll be shooting free throws. That means you'll be shooting free throws for the duration of the quarter.
Right.
And see, when you get into the penalty, Dion, not only does that get you to the free throw line, that also loosens up your defender from playing the best defense because he don't want to pick up another foul.
Right.
But when you have guys that are not in foul trouble, they will play you much more aggressive because in their mind, they're getting away with whatever they're doing with the defense. But it's really not the defense. It's your offense not challenging the defense or putting enough pressure on the defense for it to react. So it's sagging a little bit. It's really sagging because you're going to shoot the shot, and then I just jump up and put a hand in your face. You bailing me out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of like hold on to your dribble, move the ball around, and go forward. What do you say? Is Brooklyn cashing in game 3 already?
Yeah, because they're getting beat. They're getting beat. Yeah, they're getting beat. 30. But it's a game of runs, JT. You know that. They can come back.
Listen. This is still a series. The only way that we can actually believe in Milwaukee is they have to get a convincing win.
Well, I just don't think they can score with the Nets. If they hitting the way they've been hitting the first 2 games.
Well, nobody's gonna be hot forever.
Right. Correct.
So when you do the law of average is you put the numbers in it. It's like when teams shoot 75% in the first half, 9 times out of 10 in the second half, they shoot a cool 34%.
Right.
So to balance out with most of the team of shooters is, hey, Mike, most of the team shoots like 52, 53%. If a team shoots 60, 65%, they're supposed to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? And 32-11 is not as bad as 40-8. 30 to 11. Man, when you got Durant, 30-11 is reachable.
Yeah. Because all they got to do is start hitting, going to run.
Man, listen. When they start raising up, you better get a fucking timeout. Because if they walk this down, the Bucks won't even compete in game 4.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because in their mind, they think they won already, 30-9. But guess what Durant and them playing? They playing snatch man.
Mm-hmm.
They playing with their mind. Go ahead, let them chill out. They're going to come out with more energy. But as the game settles down, the game gets harder to close than the open. Yeah. So the fourth quarter becomes, the rim gets smaller. And now your decision maker needs to get clearer. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It would
I'll say this: they just got to cut it down by halftime.
double.
7,
Listen,
8 points. That's it. It's a
it's
game.
Milwaukee. It's Milwaukee. Listen, I don't be listening to what I be saying. To win an NBA game against a team that score, you need to be up 25.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the team go on a 16-0 run and you're only up 20, it's a 4-point game. Now your heart is beating. Now your decision making is questioned. It's so hard. That's why I respect the Hawks. After the Philly came back down out of 25 and all that, the Hawks was able to settle down and win.
Right.
Because if you just settle down, a team that usually comes back from that deficit, they're usually tired. Mm-hmm. So all you got to do is take your time and think your next possession out instead of coming down trying to hurry up and get a bucket. Time is on your side.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you. We go Topsy. Topsy say, why do basketball players make more than the teacher that teaches our children? That's great. They've been asking that question for a long time.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, Topsy. Because basketball players create more income than a third grade teacher. See, the money got to come from somewhere. So a third grade teacher is getting paid by the system, which is districtly owned.
Yeah.
The NBA is privately owned. It's an association that's privately owned. So the revenue created from the NBA has no ceiling because it's created by guys that the ceiling is the sky.
Right.
We got 32 teams in the NBA, right?
That is correct. So
we have 32 billionaires, or we have 32 corporations that were of billions of dollars, which is billionaire is a whole lot different than millionaires. So a billionaire is something that very few people actually can go broke off. Now, millionaires, you know, people don't been millionaires that got broke 5 or 6 times. So this, you know, the difference between corporations. See, people got to know the difference between the U.S. and the United States.
Right. It's 2 different things.
So you understand what I'm saying? The U.S. is a corporation.
Yeah.
You understand? The United States is a conglomerate.
Conglomerate, right.
Yeah, a conglomerate of states. Yeah, you don't get to talk. I could get pop that bread. Yes, I go ahead them numbers. Don't get to talk, man. Man, listen. See, when a motherfucker has been restrained, or he's been taken away, or he, you know, when people run off the track, they usually can't see nothing but the lines in front of them. But when you take a person off the track, guess what they can see? They can see everybody running the race, so they get a better chance.
Big win.
Hey. They get a better chance to observation on how to win. But when you're on the track, only thing your goal is to get in front of this man or get in front of that man. But when you come off the track, you can see how the whole race is run. You can see how the dude said go. You can see how the dude ended. You can see how the dude leaned forward. You have more peripheral vision on how to win because you're away from the situation. But when you in something, sometimes you tend to not have nothing but tunnel vision.
Yeah, blinders. That's what they call
blinders. That's why and a lot of those horses, they used to keep blinders on the horse because they don't want him to pay attention to what's going on next to him. They don't want to watch the nose of the other. We just want you to run. Listen to somebody. They running next door. They running over here. They run over here. You just run. See, so, you know. I
got to ask you this. Did you hear about the story of the Virginia Tech linebacker? He ended up killing the man because he got catfished. I saw that on ESPN. Man said that he was a female. The linebacker goes up to the hotel. It's actually a man. He ends up beating him up real bad. He said he could hear him, you know, I guess pulsating, breathing or something. And he ended up killing him. You know, Virginia Tech linebacker, freshman at that. Now, he did get out on bond, $75,000. They let him out today. But, you know, I don't be understanding that catfish. That catfish can get you fried.
Hey man, listen, man. Listen, we you know, a lot of things on this show that, you know, we have fun and, you know, we laugh, you know, because in life, you got to have balance. You can't just be
Mm-hmm.
get on here and talk about motherfuckers that got killed and died or shit all day, because the definition of that is called sorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and you can drown in your sorrows.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get serious and you understand the nature of life, you've been around for a couple, you've been around for a few 24 hours. You understand this. You got to have some kind of balance, D. And
Mm-hmm.
right now we in a situation now where, we got to wake up, y'all. We gotta wake up, man. We gotta really sit back, man, and rethink some things, man, on going forward, on how to be better parents, how to be better people, how to be better friends, how to be better cousins, how to be better brothers, because all of us, man, we a work in progress, no.
Mm-hmm.
We're a work in progress, man. I didn't see to answer your question. I didn't really because just show you. See, I straight up. That's why I'm glad we named this shit all over the place because I just went all man. Because I ain't answered a damn thing about what you was talking about. I don't know what the fuck I talking about. Man, I'm going over here and I just went on some Barry White shit. I just drifted off. Hell never find. I went to left field with some shit. But look, man, Slim. I guess the definition of what I'm saying is I don't want to hear no more about no death. Man, it's been a tough week for me, man.
Yeah,
It's
been tough, man. Yeah, you know what? We gotta talk about something funny, man. What we want to talk about, man? What you want to talk about, man? The cicadas, man. What you want to talk about?
Huh?
So Kanal said he saw the story. He said Slim might get off. I don't know how he gonna get off, but
Okay, Rick, run it back. What happened?
Okay, guy in Virginia Tech is a linebacker.
Yeah.
He got catfished by another man that said it was a female.
Oh, I see.
So the linebacker goes to go see the female, and it's a male there. I don't know the story. You know how we do. We don't know nothing about all that. We don't know police officers. We don't know anything. All I did was read the story on ESPN. So they said that he beat him up real bad. The linebacker beat the man up. He thought he was, still living. When the coroner seen him, they said it was blunt force trauma. So he punished dude.
They killed him.
And killed him.
Okay. Now,
straight like that.
Catfish, for those who don't know what catfish is a site where you go on or a dating site where they call it catfishing. What's up, Bill? They call it catfishing when you go on a site and you actually not get what you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, you're not getting all scot-free, but he's getting cooked. He's not getting cooked. My question is, if you were on a dating site and someone was posing as a woman and you went to her house and you seen it was a man, what would you do?
I'd ask for the woman. I'd have to find out where the woman is.
No,
I'm going there to see the woman.
No,
I'm not going there to see the man.
No. You don't know it's a man because this is a blind date. Because this is what she's been posing in. Like they use different pictures and that tops you just expression on how someone would be affected by it. Yeah. People use pictures and I've seen on catfish myself. Me personally, I would be able to determine if it was a woman or not.
How?
Because first of all, I will be more inquisitive on looking at her physically or seeing something live instead of a picture, because that's old.
Right.
And right, Bill's right. Some dudes gonna hit the blister. Listen, some dudes gonna hit the blister and have guilt about being with the blister and take it out and flip it and turn it into anger and whoop the blister.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what happened. In the story. See, she said this is why you got to do FaceTime. See, I'm with that. FaceTime. Right. There's too much stuff out here.
That's why
to be going off no pictures.
Listen, Dana Kelly just explained is exactly what I said. I mean, in this day and time, a lot of people go into certain situations thinking they're just gonna get what they want. I talked about that earlier, Dion. I just told you a lot of people just go into situations thinking they're gonna advance their cause. Man, this motherfucker talking about sucking my dick. Ooh. Yeah, but you didn't really screen. Well, I mean, you what degree did you go to find out? Give me a little bit
What
more
was
proof.
going on? Right,
Yeah,
right,
let me
right, right.
see. Let me see you, man. Okay, you sounding pretty good. My jaw hard now. Fuck that. I need to look at something. You know what I'm saying? This is me. I'm okay. I got the call. You start talking, man. I'm gonna suck your jaw. Oh, God. Oh shit. I'm hard now, man. What's up with? Hold on. Let me see you, man. And the first sign or reluctance of no, I see your picture now. My antenna's up. Oh, this motherfucker. That's a man. See, that's what I would go.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's why I said, why the motherfucker won't let me see him? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be
Right.
steadily chatting with him, get me aroused to the point where I'm going off some invisible shit now. I'm going off a voice.
Right.
I'm going off a
Right.
voice. So you telling me I'm going off a picture? I'm way out there my motherfucker self. If I'm talking to a motherfucker and they done got me so aroused that I ain't seen no proof that you a goddamn woman, then
Right.
man, before I drive over your house, I need to see some proofs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drive over nobody's house off no picture or man, just because you just like you could call them little porn sites and they talk so. Hey, you wanna fuck me? You wanna fuck me? You wanna fuck me? I'm looking at you right now. And, motherfuckers so freaked out. They be like, oh shit, that motherfucker.
Hey, you
Motherfuckers so freaked out. They start, digesting that shit in their thought process. They ain't seen nothing. Be a nigga back there posing, talking about fucking him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This damn time, man. Look, I need some proof, Slim. No, I ain't going on all that sexy talk. Man, it's 2021, nigga. You ain't getting me with no motherfucking voiceover. Fuck that. Yeah, I need to see some pictures. FaceTime me. Let me see your Adam's apple. Let me make a decision whether I want some butt or not. You know what I'm saying? Let me see that motherfucker. Maybe I might change my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a rough patch. Wife left me. Nigga go over there and nail the fact. You know what I'm saying?
This man crazy. This man is lost.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm showing you how dudes is. You could, motherfuckers be faking like they always be faking like, oh, that motherfucker. Yeah. But man, let a motherfucker be straight up. Cause you never know. Richard Pryor said he was gay for 2 weeks. He said, man, yeah. Richard Pryor said, man, I was gay for 2 weeks. I said, what the fuck he said that? He said, man, he lived up there. He lived up there where they had in Hollywood, where they have the professional transgender people, where they done spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to look just like the women. They look just like them. But when you get home, motherfucker get done dressing. Motherfucker zip his pants down. Good God, pool ball and goddamn swords come out. Like, wait a minute, but he got that motherfucker tied up like a horse. He got that motherfucker Slim. He got that motherfucker tied up, so busy wrapped all in between the crack of his ass. He got that Joe making it look like a pussy. You know what I'm saying? So Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor said, man, the motherfucker ass and head was so good, he let him stay with him for 2 weeks. Then he took his ass back. Said, man, I gotta get this nigga. So he tells you, man, he was on it for 2 weeks. That's real favorite. A 17-2 run. There we go. Net 17-2 run. I told you. Listen. Moving, just dashing on to what Aaron said. I told you in the NBA playoff game, you need to be up 25 because to go back to what I said, if you look at how the Lakers were down 25 against Phoenix, they made a run. But they just didn't have enough guns. See, if you got guns like 3-point shooters and guys that can spread the floor out, 20 points
20
down.
points is nothing.
It's nothing. You can walk it down. Now, if you got a bunch of guys that shoot twos and can't shoot threes, then you can't get stops.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
3-pointers is 18 points. We're right back in it.
It's 18. Yeah. But back to what we were saying, dude. You was talking about guys. Man, it's almost anybody.
And in the catfish situation, man.
Listen, man, anybody got any common sense, it's almost impossible to get catfish unless you had a hidden motive.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't understand the catfish situation because, again, just like Dana said, get a FaceTime call or something.
I
You
said that.
showing up. I mean, I understand the dude's young. He's 19, 20 years old. He might have thought it was sweet. Like, all right, we on the phone. Oh, I didn't seen a picture and we texting. That's probably what happened. You see what I'm saying? And he went
And
to
the
the
voice,
jump
and he went for the voice.
and the voice.
And let's say Shorty, and let's say if he's 19, he could be a virgin. So
Yeah.
you know, he could be a virgin, or he could have, or he could be, you know, sexually embarrassed, or one of the people that, you know, he you know, sex is something he's not proud of, because, you know, see, men, all these men out here in the world, they be acting like everybody's slinging. Everybody got big dicks. Everybody talking, you know, yeah, I punished that bro. Like, man, come on, man, cut the jokes. Motherfucker, 8-pound baby come out that motherfucker. You ain't do nothing, but you want nothing but a spoon and a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you hit the walls, you stirred the motherfucker. You stirred the motherfucker. The coffee be good after you stir it. But you ain't bust nothing, man. Cut it out, man. Unless the girl is a youngin' and you old, and you know what I'm saying? People freak out just like it's people out here. And some of them are not sexually experienced, Dion. So maybe this guy, I'm gonna give him a pass because he was 19. And you know, if you, I don't know, some of y'all, I don't know if y'all ever watched a joke called Nip Tuck.
No, I never. I know it was on FX. That's a couple years back, actually.
Almost
So
15 years ago.
Okay, yeah, I remember that show. I used to watch something on FX.
Nip Tuck. If Nip Tuck had a show like that,
okay,
the guy was dating a trainer.
Okay.
But he was kind of confused.
I don't know, Ernie. I don't know. But it's a good point.
It happens. It happens.
It happens. It happens.
See, that's what I'm saying. Nip Tuck was a show about something similar to what we just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
A guy. It was all about a person that's really in between their own sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you start talking about sexuality, you got some guys that aren't gay,
right?
But they dick watchers. You know what I'm saying? You got some guys, but see, because they not.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man.
What I'm saying is they. You know what I'm saying is when I say that, I mean it. When I say that they ready to not eternalize the true essence of being, maybe because they're married or maybe, but they might have thoughts outside of who they are. They might be confused about their sexuality.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get back to Nip Tuck. That's what this kid was. He was dating the trainee. Trainee sucked him off. He tried to fuck the trainee. When he fucked the trainee, he seen the trainee had a dick, right? So he faked like he was so mad, but he like the trainee, like, I thought you knew. Come on, man, you didn't know that. You didn't know I was a trainee. God damn. Well, anyway, long story short,
is that what the trainee really said?
No, that's what the trainee. Yeah, he said like that. You ain't. Yeah, after he whooped the trainee, like, what you doing? God damn, you ain't know I was a trainee. But the dude went off. He beat the shit out of the trainee, right?
Oh,
this is true.
Lord.
I'm talking about he beat the trainee bad, right? One-on-one. Guess what? Trainee went and got his trainee buddies.
They punished him.
They went to a school and they waited for him, and they caught him and they jumped him. And they peed on him and all that shit. They whooped the shit out. Yeah. All the trainees pulled the joint out, peed on him. Trainee, yeah, a trainee.
Hey.
Do y'all know why they call trainees trainees? Y'all don't know shit. I ain't teach
y'all. 40 people online, don't nobody know what it means, huh?
Somebody tell me, why do they call them trainees?
That's what I'm saying, Donna Douglas. I mean, he pulled up. He saw it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. Why punish him? Why beat the man? You know what I mean? I just say walk away.
You know why?
Nothing is going to make me get in trouble, Slink. Nothing. Not getting in trouble for anybody.
I know.
Not going to get that mad. You see
go back to what Topsy said. Once, and I said it too, once she was emotionally tied to the call or the information that he received, he was going over there with a preconceived notion. So
he's answering your question why they call it training.
No, that's not what they call it training.
Okay.
Yeah. Once he went over there, he was under the preconceived. Maybe he felt like it was bait and switched.
Yeah, he could
That
have.
could be true. That could be true. Hey,
That could
Quay,
be true.
you see you in a minute, Quay. Good to
Yeah,
see you.
Quay, we ain't seen you in a minute.
Good
She
to see
did
you
him because
always.
she wanted some music. Hey, Quay, I got you too. I gotta send you that link too for the music.
Everybody been asking about our. Welcome to the show, 37.
Yeah, they like
Welcome
that.
to the show, man. My man Elmo said, man, that's for sure. And here go my sister. My sister, she's talking about, oh, man, I like that music. Sometimes I be hoping y'all just crank that and y'all don't talk no more. I said, damn, that's a nice compliment.
All right.
Ain't a fucking compliment. That's an insult.
So what's the answers?
Well, training is called training from training wheels. The training wheels are supposed to be the two balls, and the wheel is supposed to be the dick.
This man, he lost. This man had lost his mind. I'm telling you, this man on this show right here, the one that say Slink, this man had lost his mind.
Okay.
His mind is gone, y'all.
Okay. Look at a bike from the back.
This man's crazy. This man's crazy.
Listen, look at a bike from the back with some training wheels on it. What does it look like? Look,
this man has lost his whole mind.
Look,
you know what?
Look at the bike from the back. You see the wheels is two nuts, and the wheel is a dick.
I'm taking my glasses off, man.
Okay. Y'all don't understand.
You know what? I'm going to break. That's what
all right,
we gotta take a break. Oh man, whew. I'm trying to tell you, man, this dude is crazy. I don't know if y'all was here for the last jump, but I'm not even going to repeat it. I'm not even going to repeat it. Dana said that's the whale of the year. You know what? You might be right, Dana. I ain't never in my life heard that. This man has lost his mind. I'm trying to tell you, this man lost his mind. The man has lost his mind. The back of the training wheels is what Donna Douglas just said. Come on, man. Come on, man. No, absolutely not, Snake. I'm not going with you with that. I'm not buying that. Not buying that. I'm not even buying my kid. If I even have another kid, he's not getting no training wheel bike. None of that, because that's the only thing I'm gonna see. I'm not gonna see anything else. Like, come on, Snake, man. You messed up a lot of people with that tonight. You need to apologize for that.
Yes.
For real, man. For real. You gotta chill with that, man.
Listen, man. I'm trying to give y'all some game. A scooter like a DB. Look. Listen, man.
You gotta chill. You gotta chill.
This is what I'm trying to tell you how far-fetched people's fantasy can be.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this guy that committed that act, right?
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If you look about hate crimes have been up, right? Hate crimes have been up.
Yeah.
Against Asians, hate crimes have been up against blacks. They've been up.
Jews been getting it too.
The Jews, they've been up against a transvestite.
Yeah, they always been on them though. They've been on them for a while.
Listen, man, let me tell you something. I want to send a shout out to that trainee that got killed. They said the trainee died. It was on the news, on Benton Road in the laundromat.
I didn't even hear about this story.
Yeah,
man.
It happened.
It's never cool to take nobody's life and all that, man. That's you know,
if
that's their decision to be, let them be, man.
Well, they got in the altercation. We don't know exactly what happened. Now, you never know who agitates what, but we just see the end results somebody did. We never know how stuff initially gets started, but we all lose when somebody in our community gets killed. Yeah. So it ain't about what and this and that. We all lose because it's another senseless life.
Yep.
Now we can play, but we got to be serious because when people lose their life, ain't no coming back.
Right.
And
Yep.
the burden that you have to live with of taking a life is on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
that's another question that people have. If you took someone's life, can you ever be fully forgiven?
Then you know where I'm gonna go. So
I mean,
you
you give up your what you believe.
any sin can be forgiven.
Okay. Okay.
Any
So,
sin can be forgiven
okay.
because there's not one bigger than the other.
Okay.
So if
Let
but
me ask you.
that's my belief.
Let me ask you this: if you love the person for
Mhm.
40 years and you still
Yeah.
love, still
Mhm.
love them today,
Mhm.
and they pass form, do you think you can love another person more than you love them if you only love them for 5 years?
I love somebody for 40 years, and now I
Mhm.
love somebody for 5. Can I get to the way I love the 40 years?
No.
That's what you're asking?
Do you think you can love that person more that you've been loving for 5 years than you love for 40?
Yeah, I believe I could. Depends. I mean, love is love, man. I mean, people. For me, like if you show me love, I'm gonna show you love. If you show me something else, see, I'm not a gray guy. You got to be black and white with me, Slim. I don't do gray. So if you love me, you love me. I love you. But if you do anything, I'm a Scorpio too. So if you do anything to me, I'm gonna cut you off, and I don't got nothing to say to you. Period. But that's me. Might not be right. I forgive you for whatever you did, but I'm not gonna play that game with you. You got to be black and white with me. That's just
Okay.
me. That's just
Okay.
me.
That's a good way to be. Now, I say that to say this.
Mm-hmm.
Who have you loved on this earth longer than anybody?
My parents.
Do you think someone 5 years of your love you can love more than your parents?
No, that's a different love. Parental love, that's a different love.
It's love. Remember you just said love is love.
Love is love. I
So
mean, but
we're not talking
parental
about
love, that's
we're not talking about the position. We talk about the emotion of love. Now,
okay.
one
See,
of the
I
reasons,
see. I put it to parents, so I put it differently.
yeah. Well, I mean, I get you, but I'm gonna break that down to one of the reasons why you love your parents is because you're 'cause from your existence. That's what
Mm-hmm.
from which you come, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what nurtures you. That's who's shown you love more than anybody
Yeah.
on this earth. Those are the
Correct.
reasons why you love them. You don't love them just because they're your parents. You love them because of what they demonstrated from being your parents. It's
Right.
the acts, it's what they done, it's the consistency, it's the never betrayal. These are the things that made you that love. So bonkers, you got some parents, been dude parents, and they don't love, they might love this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it ain't got a goddamn thing to do just because you're your parents. Your
Yeah.
parents got a job to do too as well if you're a parent,
Yeah.
right? Because just because you might be a person's parents, they might love somebody more than you
True.
because of the relationship that y'all have.
Right.
So I'm saying the reason you love your parents more than anybody else in the world because they done their job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also, Mariah comes from you.
Correct.
So when you start talking about existence, the closest thing to God is something you created
Mm-hmm.
or something that created you.
Mm-hmm.
So now your correlation with Mariah is close because of who she is to you,
Right. That's a great point.
what you done for her, how much time you put, how much love you put into it,
Yeah.
how consistent you were. She
Mm-hmm.
ain't cool with you just because she's your daughter.
Yeah. Right.
Because a lot of people have daughters or sons, and the relationship is not as tight.
Absolutely.
So just because you got a title don't mean that the
Yeah.
relationship gonna be as tight as you and somebody else. Some people will tell you, man, I don't give a fuck just because that's my brother. I ain't tight as them, man. This man, we got a brotherhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So You might have a closer relationship with somebody that you put so much effort into what y'all were doing, it overseeded somebody that you casualty love, being a
Correct.
relative or cousin or
Correct.
brother, right?
Correct.
So that's the difference. That's why
Yeah.
I said, man, but it's hard to find somebody that you can love more than your parents,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially
I
when you
mean,
got good, especially
your
when you got good
wife,
parents.
you know, I mean, it's
That's
just, you know what I mean?
that's the second phase of life.
Right. Correct.
That's when the wife comes in and she is supposed to supersede the love you have for your parents, because
Correct.
that's when you
Correct.
start going into adulthood. You connect with a woman, you and her, y'all decide it's me and you.
You leave your parents, you cling to your wife. That's what it says. So yeah, you go
Yeah.
with your wife.
Or
That's
or in your case, a life partner. Remember, you a life partner. We
yeah.
ain't talking about no
Yeah.
wife. You got your own scenario for what the fuck. So you're gonna let a life partner outdo Cabby. Cabby ain't have no life partner outdo.
Her life partner is my father.
No, I said she ain't let no life partner outdo her. Shit, she might step aside for your wife, because
Right.
as moms, they know, okay, my son married now. He got his
Yeah.
own family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
makes a parent proud too, because they see you actually trying to go into an area where you're trying to create your own family.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they raised you to do.
Right. I mean, it's such a funny game, man. That's a dangerous topic too, because some people do not step away. Some parents want to be all in their people's business. I mean, what is the show on A&E or something? I don't know the name of the show, but it's like the mother is in the daughter business, and they married, but the mother want to be on top of it, or the mother, the guy. You know, it's sometimes sometimes the parents can do too much in that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like you said, we all over the place. This wasn't even no topic we talked about earlier. We just all over the place.
But that's what we do. Then what's the score of the Bucks? The Bucks only up by
It's 44-39.
Bucks down 10. They down 10. See, that's the math. That's the math that I was telling you about.
Okay.
That the Bucks need to be up 20 for at least three quarters.
Agreed. Love is the only thing that's free, but it comes with the price of life. Okay.
Man, that's a good one.
It's a good one, Top.
That's a good one.
Hey. Well, I don't know where we at right now, so we just gonna freestyle. I don't know.
Where we at? We on all over the place podcast. And where we at? We talk about one of the most strongest emotions in the world. Might be ever created. Some would say love is the savior of the world.
Yeah.
We can save everything through love.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Because if you love something, you treat it different.
Yep. If you love something,
even if you like something, you treat it different than not having no emotion tied to it. You know what I'm saying? But if you love something, that's totally different. You tend to show more admiration.
Do y'all think love? Do y'all think Trump is coming back?
No, Trump is done. What Trump is still trying to do now is overthrow the government. And see, Trump is trying to stay in the political arena because it'll keep him away from severe investigations, which might land him in jail. Yeah. So as long as you stay a politician, that's another umbrella that you can hide up under. See, when you start trying to protect yourself, you have to get with umbrellas. Just like when Muhammad Ali said he wasn't going into the military. You know what protected him?
What's that?
Because he was in a religion that was against their beliefs.
Right.
So when he was up underneath the charter of the Nation of Islam, he was protected under the umbrella. Now, they stripped him and all that, but he didn't go to jail. He didn't get no time because he was operating on his religious beliefs. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't just saying, I ain't going to service. You know what I'm saying? He was going, money can do that. Yeah. Or he's trying to overthrow the government.
Well, I'll say it like this. He ain't coming back. Ain't no coming back. But I think he's trying to stay relevant. I think he is like mid 70s, maybe late 70s. So, but I don't think they're gonna throw him in jail. But I think they scaring him though. You know, they might can take some of his money away from them kids. But I think that's probably as far as it's gonna go. I don't think they're gonna put him in jail. That's gonna be a big thing for him to be put in jail. I don't think that's gonna happen.
No.
A former president going to jail? No. Even he was corrupt, but he ain't going to jail. Forget about that.
Nah. Well, one thing about our country is not ran like that. Our country is not ran because it's kind of say that we out of whack. We electing people to go to jail. See, that's what democracy is. Democracy is you're supposed to be under a rule where things are supposed to work under order. Now, for us to allow a president to go to jail is disgraceful, looked at by other countries. See, we're also being looked at by other countries. We are a separate entity with our own, but we're still being viewed by other countries, right? We still the map and the GPS for how to operate. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Other companies are smarter and, in certain areas, manufacturing or this or that. But when it comes to democracy, America has the best democracy in the world.
Hands down.
Hands down. Because that's why they slaughter people in other countries and so many different organizations overthrow the government and rule, and the government be so corrupted that they, it's ran by drug lords and stuff like that because, outsiders have actually more power than the government.
True. I'm with you. I don't know what we're going to do about this money because now they're saying that this Bitcoin is going wild. So, but it costs money to even buy it. So, I don't know, man. Money is money. We'll see.
Now, go to a commercial because my daughter's texting me upstairs with something.
All right.
So, give me 30 seconds. And I'll
30?
Yeah.
All right.
Want to dance when answering they prayers. Nicky bars are quick. Won't you put me in there?
Hey,
Harrison Winston, I know a little something. I just know a little something. It's that's back to what I was telling Bobby Gaines about people actually having responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, people sometimes tell us, "Hey, my responsibility," but if when you become of age, people are watching you, and
Indeed.
young folks need patterns. They need somebody to look up to. They need to follow behind. And people done got, man, ain't my responsibility. That's it, people, and that's why a lot of the kids now turn into entertainers
Mm-hmm.
because the quickest sign of success they see is on TV or on Instagram or this or that. Because people not taking time out to actually, sit with people and talk with them no more. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Because everybody worry about doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, I say it like this: it's 9:00, so we can jump into something. It's halftime of the Bucks game. It's 45-42. It's a 3-point game. See, I said to cut it to 7-6, and it's still a game. But like you say, Slink, They down 10 right now because if Brooklyn come back third, fourth quarter and go on a run, it's over. So
yeah, what is
Curtis Binion said more is calling for than thought. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, Kurt.
more is calling for than taught. Break it down, Kurt. Give it to us.
Yeah, break it down.
Give us something we can go on. Yeah.
NBA is a game of runs. That's what I've been saying, man. That's all it is.
We know that, Mike. We got a sports talk show.
Tell me this: what was your if you could put two teams against each other? What would be your best all-time finals? Two teams, all-time finals. Is that your TV? I can hear it.
Hold on.
I got mine muted.
Hold on. Let me mute myself.
I'm with you. Man, I'm sitting there reading the comments. This man has stepped off and everything. I don't know where he went. He'll be back in a minute. I think his mic is muted. I don't know where this man at. But, there you go. Unmute your mic. Unmute.
You taught me a little something. I know how to work this motherfucker. Yeah, one thing about me, I'm literate. So it's I can, if you teach me something, I'm pretty good fast learner. I try to do what I want. And see, Mike, Mike said we Trump, then we talk about trainees, and then we talk about democracy. Well, that's basically what all over the place podcast means. You got to be able to talk about a lot of different things, Mike. But a lot of that's just general information. You know?
Correct.
You know, you got to talk about.
I gotta ask you. It's up there. NBA Finals all-time matchup. Two teams. What will be your two teams? Y'all chime in too. What will be your two? Me personally, I would like to see KD's and with the Warriors. I like to see that team that went 94 games, something like that, against the 96 Bulls. I like to see that. I would pay good money for that.
I can see you in a fantasy league, ain't you? You in a fantasy league? I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't give a fuck about no motherfucker who can play. I don't give a that shit ain't gonna never happen.
Well, yeah, you true. That's true.
Yeah, that's shit. But I understand what you're saying. If you're saying that you want to see, I actually want to see, some different eras play each other. But you got to realize, Dion, a lot of that's a lot of times how we never could get to the bottom of making a point because it's two different eras.
Yeah, and the what if.
Yeah, because right now, women don't suck dick like they did 20 years ago. They don't. They don't suck dick like that 20 years ago. They're women now, they do totally. Women don't have sex. They're having sex more. Sex is more. They're committing more different acts than they were. Let's say not even 20 years ago, because that's basically when everybody started from the 90s to 2000. But let's go back maybe 30 years ago, because sex is selling now. So it's so much emphasis on a person not being a virgin. You know, you're different if you're a virgin now. You're considered an outcast or goofy. And
right.
Really, in all actuality, that you're probably pure, and you're really probably a better person than somebody that's fucking all the time, because you've already exhibited more discipline than that individual. If you're 23 and they're 23 and they done been with 10 different people, you're definitely more disciplined. And both of y'all probably the same. Look, they did a better job 20 years ago because more women were married and they had to keep her husbands. Okay.
All right. That's a good point, Don. That's a good point. So now what are they doing? Just whatever, or how's it? I mean, what's the correlation of now then?
Well, I don't know now.
How do you keep the woman and how do you keep the man now?
Well,
because
like
everybody,
I kind of agree with Topsy. Sex is nothing, and giving head is just like putting some cables on. You put your cables on. Once you start, you take the cables off. That's what women doing now. They get on the joint, get the motherfucker started. Oh, they're coming off that motherfucker. All right, now they're riding the joint. They started ready to pull off. You know what I mean? So. It's different now. Back then, the motherfucker, motherfucker used to make love to the joint. Had a joint, make love the joint. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker go down the mic. Come down, slob on it. Motherfucker now. They just get on the motherfucker, get started. Up, he up. Stop. And Topsy's right. A lot of sex has been decimated through porn sites and you know, TV, entertainment, rappers, you know, kind of like I don't want to say but kind of like degrading the woman.
Yeah. Now it's just, I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, I mean, some of the songs, some of what they saying, but them youngins talk like that in real life. Like what you hear on the radio.
Well, they only talking
jump
about
through the underwear and got herself up out of there. Like
they talking about. Listen, they're talking about what they're doing because of their status and the amount of success they have. You know, it's a lot of different things come for that. You got some people that's just in the business to be a groupie. They understand that. Look, I ain't got no problem. I'm hanging around. I'm looking for me a dick to suck. You know, you got some bras around. That's what they doing because their whole thing has come up. They understand if they suck the right dick, you can move from Pennsylvania Avenue or Potomac Gardens up to the Gold Coast. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's been proven. If you suck the right, look at Superhead. Superhead, all them guys knew Superhead sucked all them different dicks. But she sucked the right motherfucker's dick. And they went and told another rich motherfucker. And Superhead sucked 20 rich motherfuckers' dick. I don't got no problem with that. My problem is, you stop sucking 20 black and mild smoking motherfuckers' dicks. Yeah, Superhead, man. I listen. If you look at what Superhead was doing, man, she would, man. Look, Jay-Z, she's a legend. She hit some top notch. Shaq, Lil Wayne, all the money boys. She was messing with nothing but heavy hitters.
Right.
And you would think those guys, people say, "Oh man, they had money. I wouldn't mess." She was doing it right. She was doing it right. Anytime everybody can know somebody been there and they still want to be there, because guess what? Dude's gonna talk. Man, I'm telling you, Slim, you gotta get that motherfucker a torch, man. I'm telling you, that motherfucker, man, her pussy ain't even big. Ooh, man, I'm telling you, motherfucker, like, man, I ain't fucking that broad, man. That broad been with 10 niggas. As soon as he catch that broad, hey, what you about to do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she had all sex with Hov. They say, oh, yeah, Hov ain't, you know, Hov so motherfucking cool. You know, he just wanted to check it out. It's like product checking with him because, you know, he could say he was on the bid. He's so motherfucking cool. You know, you give him a pass. He's like, let me see. Yeah, I want to see what they're saying. You know, everybody says it's good. I want to try it out. I might want to put it on the market. You know, Hov's so motherfucking cool. You know, I want to see what he's saying. You know, and put it on the market. I might could put it on the can. Put it in the can. He trying to sell that shit. You know what I'm saying? One thing about Hov, he trying to think of a way to make some money.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody else was going based on how much people bragged on it. Dion, I'm telling you, if somebody told you, man, I'm telling you, what you call pussy a bum, it ain't even big, man. I'm telling you, Dion, pussy good. Ooh, and she lived next to me, like, man, I ain't never looked at her. Like, man, I'm like, Dion, you ain't never fucked her, man. I'm telling you, all you got to do is tell her, man, look, man, all you got to do is come over your house. Ooh. You're like, man, no, she cool. That's my neighbor. Man, fuck that neighbor shit, Dion. Man, I'm telling you, gotta fuck, right? You're like, one day you go home with shit. Oh, go home with powder. Yeah, you trying to say, hey, how you doing? Hey, Dion.
Oh.
Hey, Dion. Like, goddamn, she is fat as a motherfucker. I ain't never seen motherfuckers start thinking, damn, what you about to do? You know, motherfucker, get that joke. What you about to do? Oh, I ain't doing that, Dion. Oh, yeah, you trying to watch the shy? Yo, a motherfucker really don't want to do that. He got a corny ass line like shit. You try and watch the show over here? Want to watch Queen of the South? You know what I'm saying? You start coming up with some dumbass shit. But your whole goal is, man, let me see what these motherfuckers talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So, because you got to really realize, come on, man. All them people Superhead been with, man, those guys were high-end guys.
Yeah. Right.
Slim, those wasn't no anybody type of guy. Those were high. Man, you talk about the top shelf of our money getters.
Yeah. You right.
So you got to realize, Dion, that even that's why I respect Jay-Z. Now, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
What the hell do you think Salon spit on him and try to whoop his ass? What did he do?
Eat
What
someone
did
in the elevator.
what did he man, I'm gonna tell you something. This what you know Jay. See this why I like Jay-Z. Because he go through real shit. He was able to put that fire out, Slim. That shit was on television. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they showed, you see how smoothly he put that shit out, right? You almost forgot that even happened.
Right. Yeah.
That's how smooth Jay is.
Well, I mean, I think it's probably had something to do with some women. You know, I'm pretty certain that that's what had to do with. But Beyonce may ain't want that wreck, but that little sister wanted that action, and
Listen,
she showed him.
listen. Beyonce is a grown woman, and Beyonce is a virtuous woman, and I respect her. And she took her emotions out, and all women should take a piece out of her book,
Mm-hmm.
and she translated it in to income for herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then she came out with the all them different
Lemonade,
songs,
the lemonade,
lemonade. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lemonade, and all the Becky with the blue hair, long hair, and all this. See, this is how women have to start using. You got to learn how to take the bad and make something good out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is
Mm-hmm.
how this is how women need to learn how to do. Man,
Well, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, most of the time, I think in that situation, like you said, they did kind of like throw it under the bus or
no,
whatever.
no,
Like,
no, no,
nah,
no, no.
man.
It was no. No, they ain't throw it under the bus because they ran it for a while. I'm saying that to clean that mess up, you have to understand the woman because let me tell you this: as a man in any relationship, you're gonna make some mistakes. And even more now, it's harder for a man now because of how aggressive the woman is,
Mm-hmm.
because of the because of the because of the countdown on how low men are available for
Yeah.
women and a high count
Yes.
of women.
Yeah.
So men now being approached now where they used to have to do all the talking.
Well, I think it's what 9-1 here.
Shit, it's more than that.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
So you saying if so? Okay, so tell me this: what makes a good dude? Because you know the 9-1 isn't for all dudes. That's for a certain caliber of guy. So what caliber is that?
What you mean? What makes a good
Okay,
dude?
that's what I'm asking you. Is
Yeah.
it he gotta be? Of course, he's not gonna be able to be an undercover dude. He gotta have a nice income.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gotta, you know what I mean. So
Oh,
what is the characteristic that he gotta have for that 20-1? Because Donna said it's 20-1, and
yeah.
that's a big number.
Well,
20 to
well,
1, that's a
well,
big number.
well 20 to 1. Where a man has to be exemplified. Well, he has to be loving. He has to be caring. He has to be sharing. He has to be a provider.
Okay.
Also, he has to be good in bed.
Okay.
Woman, women, you might get a cornball woman. She'll take a guy that might not be as great in bed, but he knows how to treat her good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying to you is this here. A man has to be well rounded on in all areas.
But
You
why
can't
would he? I mean, if it's 20 to 1, why am I gonna settle for one though? That doesn't even make sense. I could
that's
just
part of being a man where you can't screw all 20.
mm,
You've came into well manhood when you start coming into understanding that your manhood is not dignified through how many women you be with.
okay.
See what I'm saying? There's other areas and the characteristics that you need to build before just going through a rack of women that creates a man.
Mm.
You know what
All
I'm
right,
saying?
I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, we got
Yeah.
20 minutes left. What you want to do?
I want to take a break.
One more. We'll take one more last break,
And we'll
and then
come
we're
back.
gonna finish. Then we're gonna come back and finish the show off.
Okay.
You want some go go? What you want?
Give me what they want.
Mm,
Shout out to my man Coleman, Thomas Coleman. Love you, boy.
There we go. Tom
Gone
Slick.
but not forgotten. Jay Van
Hey,
Hughes.
that's coming up next.
Gone but not forgotten. Okay.
Coming up next.
It's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty. Listen up, all you boys, come and gather round and see. I know you like the way it's fitting in my new 17s. Fit tight, just right, all attention's on me. Now your girlfriend's mad 'cause I got what she never had. My fatty, it's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty. Dancing in the middle, bend it over, make it jiggle. Not too much, just a little, make it toot like a whistle. So cute, so fly, like to work it from behind. Have them asking how she do it, I just simply tell them why. My fatty, it's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty, looking my fatty. It's my fatty, looking my.
Hey, we are back. Michael Bettany, y'all take more breaks. Undisputed in first. We gotta take a break, Mike. Come on, man.
Mike, man, y'all know it's good, Mike. It gets so good, you want to keep drinking. One thing about Mike, when he loves something, he love hard. That's the Aries in him. He gonna love, man. And man, the first lead, the Bucks could really lose that lead. They in
Yeah, it's
trouble,
51-53 right now. They in
They in
trouble.
They in
It's gonna be a
trouble.
good game. Well, gone but not forgotten.
Yeah. Let's start with the tip of the iceberg. Gone but not forgotten. Clarence Thomas Coleman. Gone but not forgotten. A dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
Gone but not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten. A young guy actually coached him and his little brother. His name is Drew Martin, 29 years old. He ended up dying, which was, that was tragic. Anybody that dies, like we were someone in the pre-show, Slink, you die under 35, that's a tragedy, man. That's a tragedy.
Yeah.
That's a tragedy.
I would have to say that if you're able to make it a half a century, I think that's can be considered. I think you can get a lot done if you had you could get a lot done in 50 years.
Yeah.
But it's still under what they have at life expectancy, because that's what the Social Security system was created on, life expectancy. When life
Right.
expectancy is longer now, not shorter. So if you die younger, it is a tragedy, because with the information that we obtained over the years, we're supposed to be more smarter people on how to live longer.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not operating on the same information we had 10, 50 years ago.
No, sir.
Right. This is how people tell me, well, I ate this one. Yeah, well, we didn't have the information that was prevalent to us learning what's much more healthy. Rest in peace, Mr. Banks.
Rest in peace, Mr. Banks.
Yeah, great guy. Was one of my first football coaches.
With the cigar.
Right.
Come down there like the owner of Riggs. You hear me?
Rest in peace, Mr. Newton. That was his defensive coordinator.
Okay.
Mr. Newton. They lived on Chillum with Mr. Banks. He lived on Chillum too.
Okay.
That's Lele father.
Lele Banks. Yeah. Gone but not forgotten. My grandmother. There we go. All right. Was Tuesday. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We with you, JT. Prayers from the All Over the Place podcast for your grandmother, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, gone but not forgotten, man. Listen, my Uncle Louis, Steve Strange is coming back. My dad went to go see him today. He able to, look, follow you around the room. He say he ready to come home. That's a praise report there, because everybody been praying for Louis. Hopefully we can get him home so I can hear him call my father. He called my father every day. You know what I mean? Like, they talk every single day. So I know it's, it's a tough situation, but we're gonna watch him come through this, man. That's the only thing I can say.
Lou is one of the few. He is strong. He's been through a lot in his life, and he survived.
Yep.
Lou, listen, I seen your father today at Tom's service, which was a beautiful service. I seen a lot of people. I was happy to see Sheila Borders. I seen her with her family. And when I seen Sheila is Lance Borders' sister.
Mm-hmm.
I've been running inside their house. That's the same street as Carlin Stevens lives on. Now, the same street that Binky Stroman used to live on. The same street that my cousin Jeffrey David used to live on. The same street that Lou Stang lives on.
Mm-hmm.
That's Oglethorpe. So when you go around that bend, a lot of us used to go down and play behind the Stevens house when we were young because they had a court in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
You said, "Oh, Tom Landry passed."
I'm glad you probably been dead.
Oh,
Tex
he
Strand,
talking
he talking about
he talking
Cowboy.
man, this
Michael
man,
Betty, man, you a
of
wild dude.
all the people you come about, two white men. All the people, see, that's what show you what dudes are. They ain't conscious. All the people you could actually say, now once you start calling all black motherfuckers that fire. Rest in peace, Chris McClain. Rest in peace, Amp McClain. Gone
There
but
we
not
go.
forgot. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to AJ Cooper. It's been 7 years, but your presence still felt in DC. All right, Dana. Rest in peace to AJ Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Gone but not forgotten. That's what we on. Well, Donna Douglas is laughing at something. She's probably laughing at what you just said about Michael
Yeah,
Bettany.
yeah. All the people he know, he gonna come up with two old white men and talk about God. Rest in peace, Steve Martin.
Yeah, that's Drew. That's Drew. That's what I was talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Mike played with him. I coached him and Mike in middle school.
Now, it's you know, like we said earlier when we talked about COVID, man, this has been one of the most devastating year and a halves. But look, we got through it. If we still here, if you're on this podcast, we were able to get through it. We were, rest in peace, Ronnie West, gone but not forgot. See, we were rest in peace, Big Mike, gone but not forgot. We were the chosen ones because we were able to get through one of the roughest things that happened in a century.
Yeah, this was big right here, man. And it's not gone yet, though, Slink. It's not gone.
No, it's
still
not gone.
here.
It's not gone, but the numbers are so low, it's just well gone.
Yeah.
The only thing can hit you now is a new strand. Now, if it come with a new strand of COVID, then that's something different.
Mm-hmm.
But you think, for real, you got to realize that America wasn't too worried about all the casualty. God, oh, rest in peace, Serena West. Very sweet person. They wasn't worried about too many casualties.
Yeah.
They were really worried about the state of the economy.
Right. They didn't want that to die.
Right. Because what was happened over 100 years ago.
True.
Right. Where they actually think about what they did, Slim. Just we're not even thinking. We done got so a COVID drunk. They had to give us some money so we could spend it.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers wasn't even working.
Wasn't even working. Rest in peace, Mark Eaton. Rest in peace, Trent from Michael Bettany.
Trent was from Oglethorpe.
Rest in peace, Doctor Who.
Rest in peace, Doctor Who. Those are the people you should have said first, Mike, instead of talking about Tex Strahan and all that. Don't forget
Rest
about
in
Mr.
peace, Clarence Witt. That's the actor dude. You know the actor from he been in a lot of junk. What was the junk with Dutch Schultz? Slate.
Huh? Oh my
Remember
God.
the black dude that was with Dutch Schultz in
Oh yeah. That's the one that played Link in Mod Squad.
Yeah. That's him.
Yeah.
Well, look, man. Thank y'all. I don't know what else to say.
No,
I ain't got no more topics.
Always got something to talk about, man. Don't get run out of gas because you're getting tired, man. That's why you always got to have some more creativity. You better start doing some homework. I want to talk about
I got plenty. Go ahead. Let's do it.
I want to talk about one more thing for the last.
I got plenty on this paper.
I want to talk about one more thing for the last 10 minutes. For the first maybe 4 to 6 months.
Rip man, boy.
And y'all can keep coming with them gone but not forgotten.
Yeah.
Because we also want to say gone but not forgotten for Jay Van Hughes, which his service is tomorrow.
Yep. Quay, what link you want? Oh, you talking about for the music? I got you.
No, they great. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Raw, for sure.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
no question. Y'all, you should have been put that up, Greg. What the hell you doing? Yeah, they get a little physical in Milwaukee. He just went on Durant. Durant tried to talk to dudes. Ain't see. That's another thing about Durant. You can cook dudes on the court, but dudes don't care nothing about you because they seen Draymond call you out your name. Now you can't be tough like that on other dudes, and they watch Draymond call you a B. Right?
Correct. What was you about to say though? You was just getting into something and then you stop. This man burnt out. He watching the game.
Man, they was great. Still each other, man. They look like they look like they ready to do something. Blake Griffin said, "Y'all ain't gonna fuck my championship up. I'm getting me one." Blake Griffin out there shooting threes like a motherfucker. He's like, "Shit, I'm riding these motherfuckers." I was knocked out. Just woke up, man. You know you had some good tree. You probably had about 34 grams THC. That motherfucker Greg smokes that motherfucking night out shit. Greg, what's the average grams of THC that you have in your J? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. The average though.
Yeah. Well, give it to us, Greg.
Greg, give it to us.
I'm gonna tell you something. Durant I'm gonna tell you something. I love Durant, but Durant need to calm down. He's too good to get into the stuff that he be getting into. This guy is cold.
1.5, he said.
1 point. Man, get the fuck out of here, Greg. 1.5. The fuck out of here. He laughing over there at that shit himself. I know you need about 32.5 to get you motherfucker right. Because you've been going for
It'd be levels. They say it'd be levels to it.
Yeah, it's THC.
Some people can smoke really high. Some people got to smoke.
Yeah, but you know, it's not nothing based on how much you consume. Because some people are smoking longer, just like a person that's been smoking cigarettes pretty longer than another person. They can smoke more.
He said I roll at least 1.5 in my J. He talking about 1.5 grams.
No. All right. He put that's the quantity. I'm talking about the amount of THC.
Well, you got to go to the dispensary for that, don't you?
No, I mean, he know what he buying. Sometimes he might, but he just basically tell you how much he putting in. Oh, this motherfucker Millsap starting to get hot. These niggas can't. I don't understand why they can't make these shots they made all year. I don't want them to get sweet. We're getting robbed out of play. And see, this is what'll make people say it ain't like it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
The average is 28%. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, it says 20. Okay. I can go for that.
Edibles only for your boy. Man, everybody is doing the edibles now, man. Yeah. Or they drink the little juice.
Right.
So hey.
Right,
man,
because they might not want the weed smell on them. Or
he put it in his Henny. JT, you a bad boy.
Yeah.
Put the weed with the Henny. Alcohol and the weed. No, you be on cloud 50. Way up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, now we get ready to roll. Now
it's 9:25.
Oh, now you got all this shit you want to talk about.
No, you 28% mean he got some za.
Yeah.
The Zaza.
Yeah, 28% is high. Now, a smoker he would use somewhere around a guy that's not been smoking. Edibles help see, this is what they do. People, that's what I'm trying. I don't fuck with the edibles. Have you too high. You can't control it. Right. Because now, see, especially now, they got edibles at the dispensary where that infused Henny is serious. My boy makes it. Man, they got so much shit. Motherfuckers telling on their boy. Motherfuckers start talking about that weed. Man, my boy on left than you. But it's like that now. They ain't telling because marijuana is legal in a lot of places.
Smoke that wet. What is wet?
Michael Belly talking crazy. He just talking about PCP. Now we try to have
what? That's what that is? That's what wet is?
Yeah, we was talking about medicinal. We was talking about weed. We was talking about how many grams of THC. Greg said 28. 28 is high. That's czar, like he said. Now you talking about somewhere like 20 or 17. That's like mild. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, I didn't know that the wet.
I'm gonna get you some of that juice. I'm gonna get you some of that juice.
Yeah, who's some of that juice?
You. I'm gonna get you some of the weed juice.
You think I'm laughing on this show now? If I buy that weed juice, man, I'm gonna be tripping.
Oh, she said July 1st it will be legal.
In Virginia.
Oh, in VA. Okay, good move. Cool. He said the wet. Oh, Michael Belly, he drunk. He over there. He might be at work doing shit.
Yeah, he might be at work.
Yeah,
He could
might
be
be.
at work. He could be at work.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something before we
Trying
go.
to go to the moon, you get it. You better get that wet. Lord, Michael
Listen,
Madden.
listen. He took it to the. He don't want it. He is. Listen. Before we go, we're gonna commend y'all on staying with us, staying loyal to us, because we appreciate y'all. We do work hard on topics, trying to get content to bring y'all fresh stuff, guests. We still got guests coming.
Ooh, we got a good one coming next week.
High profile guys, low profile guys. We'll take them from the top and the bottom. We
Yep.
just gotta have. We'll put you on if you got
Yeah.
something or some content that you can address our listeners to. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. All you got to do is have a structured content of what you're going to talk about.
Mhm.
And if you can hold the crowd, you can talk about it.
Okay.
That work just left Tom's repass. You just left Tom's repass. It's just now being over.
Dang.
And I thought about going after I got off too. I said, I wonder if they still over there. I knew I should have went. But see,
Yeah.
I had the show. That's why I didn't go. Because I was
Right.
saying, damn, I got to go to the show. I got to make it home. And I went to get my daughter. My daughter she has her own suite now. So I had to get some supplies for her because Slick gave him that pregame juice. See, I have to get some supplies. I'm building 2 studios at the same time.
Got you, Quay.
Okay. Inbox Dion here translate because I don't have an inbox. But
Right.
Quay, whatever you need, we got you.
We got you.
Not a problem. First come, first serve. Just let us know. Well, I love
It's
y'all.
about that time, man.
It's about time for us to get a break.
Hey, I need a time for tomorrow, by the way. I mean, I know we on live, but I need a time.
Man, call me. There you go with that ghetto podcast shit. I'll talk.
Hey, guess what, y'all? I never call for an appointment. I just say, man, I'm on my way. And my man say this every time. Man, just show up.
Yeah, show up. Some can,
That's
some
all I
can't.
do. Some can and some can't. I'm one of the guys that can.
Yeah.
Sorry for you others.
All
But I'm
right.
just gonna show up tomorrow. Give me a cut. We ready to go, man? What?
Love them. Move them, as Miles said.
You know you gotta get it when you know you gotta get it right. That's the great thing. I said you know you gotta get it. You know you gotta get it right. That's the great thing.